Hey guys, welcome to my channel. And today, Andrew Tate just released the most idiotic tweet. You don't hate Muslims, you hate third worlders. The third world Christians from Africa destroy your town and cities. And as the third world Hindus, the first world Muslims are the only reason London is still functioning. They only and send in everything of value. Wait, and spend in everything of value. It's not about religion. So if you don't know why he's talking and what it's all about, we're talking about a prophet Mary Emmanuel that got stabbed by a Muslim in Sydney, Australia. So so number one, let me just make this very clear. Andrew Tate, you're being ignorant. Okay, you're literally doing the thing that you're speaking up against. Okay, you're literally ignoring your own eyes, and instead of you to call out that Muslim man that did that heinous act to that priest, you just turned back, defended it, and then started attacking other groups that had nothing to do with the situation. Number one, as a third world Christian, me personally, I don't like using that word Christian anymore because so many people that are not really Christians use it and they make the religion have no value. I just call those people of the light. If you're a true person of the light, you will not want to do all these heinous acts. Okay, so most of the Africans people who are talking about, maybe they are not Christians. That is just the truth because real Christians will not want to do those kind of things. And number two, Hindus, like, I don't know about what you're saying, but third world Hindus, like, I've been with Hindus. Hindus are not like Hindus are quite chill people, to be honest, and they're very obedient to the constitution of the law. So I don't really think that Hindus are the right people to pick for all these things. I don't know, maybe just hate third worlders. Like that is just my own. Me personally, I'm a third world African, okay, third world African, and I've never thought in any single day of coming to a country and just start destroying it. Never in the history. And let me tell you something, Mister. I know that you're probably not going to see this video, but let me just express myself because I don't like when you're trying to deviate from the real subject and go to something that has nothing to do with it. Okay, you are not helping matters that way. You need to understand that religion and region are two different things. Okay, I'm not trying to say I hate Muslims. No, God forbid, I don't. But you need to understand that this was a deliberate religious attempt because it was a Muslim man in a church stabbing a priest, shouting Allahu Akbar. Okay, so you cannot say that this is something that was not a deliberate religious attempt because number one, you're ignoring your own eyes, and you are because you're trying to defend your brother. You see, I have no problem with you defending your brother, but the fact is that you need to come to the realization that maybe there's something more than I think it is. Because if you just continue to defend them why stuff like this happens and blaming other countries, putting them in the front, then what you're deliberately doing is ignorant. You need to understand that the Islamic religion, I hate to say this, but if you actually really to understand it to its fullest, you understand that that most of these people's intention. I'm not talking about Islam, not all Islamics, but Islamic extremists. All of these things is a very they come with very pernicious intentions. So you cannot just sit down and say, okay, let me just ignore them. Okay, it's not Islam. Islam has nothing to do with it. It's the third worlders. And maybe what you're saying is true, but dragging other third worlders that would not have anything to do with that kind of situation is very idiotic and moronic. I would not want to talk about much things because I know that you're probably not going to see this video, but I'm just trying to say that right now you are trying to make a very desperate attempt for Muslims to like you, which is not what you should be doing. Because now you just come out as you just come out as a sycophant and disingenuous. So you need to understand that what this thing, the reason why it hurt me so much is because I like the priest. Funny enough, I like the priest, and you coming there and saying, "Oh yeah, Muslims." I don't hate Muslims. Okay, I don't hate Muslims, but you need to understand that this was a religious intention, and you should not just put in a blind eye to it and think, "Oh yeah, it's just all third worlders." No, it's not all third worlders. Okay, most third worlders are not like that. That's just the truth. I've been in the UK before, I understand, okay? I've never once decided to come and start destroying a city before. Maybe that's just me. Maybe I'm just part of the anomaly, but I'm just telling you something. And you need to understand that you have lots of influence. And the way you're directing your influence is very important. And for you to just come out and just start calling out other regions that have nothing to do with it, for why protecting the real meaning and the real cause of the problem is very sad and is very disingenuous, and it's like you're trying your best to make these people like you. I don't hear anything against Muslim, but you need to understand something, that to a degree Islam has a huge reason to why they think the way they think. And you need to understand that. And even if your country is not being taken over by the Africans or by the Hindus, at some point it's going to be taken over by Islam. I do not hate Islam, but I want to tell you the truth. And you might sit there as a Muslim brother say, no, yeah, everything is fun. But you need to understand something, that nothing is fun. This is not fun. Most of these people that you see right now, some of them, not all of them, mind you, put that full stop. Some of them, Islamic extremists, do not see you as a friend. They see you as a kufar. You don't know anything about it. You don't truly know how this thing works. And kufar is not that friend. You can be an unbeliever and be that friend. It's just something that is done in the Islamic religion. In Islam, you love your believers, love the believers, and hate the unbelievers. You understand? So hate your enemies, love your neighbor, hate your enemies. Yes. Most of the enemies and most of the way the kafir and the unbeliever is being described is very dangerous to the mind of a person. And you need to understand, it's not about region, it's about religion. And religion produces an ideology. An ideology produces a mentality. And we need to understand that it's the mentality of a person that causes problem, not the region of where the person is from. So you need to understand this from the baseline. And if you continue to deviate from the matters and say, oh yeah, this is this other country, this is all other countries, you might just end up missing the point, and just and then soon enough it will be to your own detriment. So I'm just telling you this. Thank you. And before I end it, I want to just tell you something very important. If you look at the different Islamic extremist groups like ISIS and Boko Haram, you will understand that the way they think is not that different. All of them have the same ideology, okay, convert or die. And if you see the way they handle that stuff, you understand that it is similar things that happens and continue to happen. And you need to understand that religion plays a very huge role in all of this, because it's a mentality. They believe that it's the will of God. And when you believe that it's something in the will of God and it's evil and it's inhumane, and you start doing it, and different organizations start doing the same thing all the time, you just say, okay, maybe is that region. No, to some degree, you need to question it, because the religion doesn't make that mentality, is the religion do. Okay, the religion controls your mentality. You understand? It gives you a particular mentality. And what if what they are saying is in the Quran, and what they are saying of chopping the heads of infidels? All of these things. I don't hate on Muslims. I don't just like the traditions of Islam and the way they do things. And Andrew Tate, if every single person was Muslim right now, you right now will be suffering. Because it's not about, you might see that, oh yeah, we're going to stand together and fight, but that's not the case. That's not the case. There's only two groups, light and darkness. And if you're not in the light, you're in the darkness. And if you're in the darkness, then you're still the problem. So because you personally are not in the light, because you claim to be someone in the light. No, you're not in the light, because the true light is Jesus Christ. And because you're not in the light, you will not truly understand this. But when you are truly in the light, you understand that at the end of this day, all of it is just a ticket time bomb before it comes. You understand? Before it starts spreading. You understand? Before it ticks, and then that is it. So I don't hate Muslims, but I need you to understand that to some degree, you need to question whether maybe, just maybe, their book has a hand in most of their thought process. So yeah, thank you, man.
And let me say this to Andrew Tate. If you think that Christians are cowards, you are mistaken. Christ is the only revolutionist ever to exist. No human being ever was able to change the whole world with a word. Superpowers came with weapons and great force. They could not change nothing. Jesus, no weapon, no knife, no sword, nothing. Absolutely nothing. He changed the whole world with the word. There is no one greater than Jesus Christ of Nazareth ever to exist on the face of this planet. I belong to that Jesus. I fear no one, and I fear nothing. Understand? I can't stand it when they talk about my Jesus like that. If the Christians are coward, Christ is the glory. And he's the warrior. So you better take that back, Mr. Andrew Tate. there's one thing you have misunderstood. Let me tell you, and those who share the same mindset like you. Jesus Christ is love. He came on his first coming as mercy. See, you need to understand one thing about love. Love is the most powerful thing ever to exist, and it is the weakest thing also ever to exist at the same time. Love is the most powerful and the weakest at the same time. Why? Because when you love someone from the heart, you will do anything and everything for that someone. If that love is received as weakness, then it's the ignorance of the other party, not the one who loves. But let me tell you, when the time comes, love can be also very, very powerful. Because love moves mountains. See, you cannot change the heart of a person using force. You cannot change the mind of a person using the sword and threatening to beheading people. The only way you can change a heart of a man or a woman is when you show them and give them love, not power. Don't ever misunderstand what Jesus is all about. Don't ever. And this goes to all the Christians. To all the Christians. Eat everything. Look, the Lord took me to heaven. Yeah, I want Andrew Tate to hear this. Yes, and everyone like Andrew Tate. Let me tell you this, all of you, everyone. The Lord, no one else, took me to heaven. Let me tell you, there is no Muhammad, there is no Buddha, there is no Krishna, there is no one, only one, Jesus. Why? Because he is the only one. There is no one else but him. He is God revealed in the flesh. God revealed in the flesh. No one else. No one else. This is not judgment. This is not attack. This is not discrimination. Believe you me, I love everyone. Believe you, and if you don't want to believe, it's up to you. It doesn't matter. But I love you because my Jesus taught me to love everyone. Let me tell you this, you will never ever find anyone in heaven except Jesus Christ. Buddhists, stop chasing Buddha. I can assure you, you can say Buddha was a nice man. You can put as many oranges and apple in front of him. That will get you nowhere. Let me tell you, you can follow your 3 million gods, Hindus. They'll get you nowhere. You can follow Muhammad, it'll get you nowhere. The only one that truly is who he is Jesus Christ of Nazareth. And this has got nothing to do with Christians or anyone else. It's got to do with the truth. This is the truth. Jesus Christ is God, the creator of everyone and everything, visible and invisible. That's all I saw in heaven, him. I didn't see anyone else. Why would I make up a story like this? You know what, this story could get me into trouble, if anything, really. People might not like what they hear. I'm not making it up. Mr. Andrew Tate, I'll pray for you, my dear friend, to come back to the Lord Jesus, because you made a big mistake by denying your Lord. The biggest mistake ever you've made in your life. And I pray the Lord touches your heart and bring you back to the truth, for there is no other truth but Jesus Christ of Nazareth.